Turn it on. Now we're live.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 336. We showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else you, as a gun enthusiast may be looking for. Well, I just wrecked that. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace, and in this show, we'll be discussing an Enforcer kit review, amp tools, conviction tie, rail covers, and a 1022 of all things. With me tonight are Tony and Rob. Zane is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he's playing hooky again.
Yeah, we don't
You know what,
that
though?
well.
After the way you flubbed up the opening, I don't feel bad when I flub up the disclaimer.
You know, I never feel bad for you either. It's just what we do. So, what did you guys do in firearms?
We talk about guns because we know things, and that's what we do. Well, Tony's not ready. I'll go first. I had a buddy of mine who is on the NRA, Friends of NRA committee. We were talking this week, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you meet me at the gun range on Saturday? I got to do some instruction. Then we can shoot guns after." I'm like, okay, sure, let's go. So I met him down there at the shooting center. Nice little indoor range, robotic, the automatic targets. And we shot some guns and then grabbed some lunch and then discussed NRA stuff. And I could tell he's a teacher because even though his official teaching instruction stuff was over with, I'm shooting and he goes, "You want some pointers?" I'm like, "Yeah," which is the right way to do it. Don't go up to somebody and just give them pointers because you're just kind of sleazy. And then after that, I really didn't want to, but I was walking around a gun store and I might have picked up a FN 509, I think called the tactical model. Comes with the Vortex red dot race sights and the threaded barrel, which is great for my suppressors. Don't worry, I'm not flagging myself. It's empty. The only thing I noticed is this Vortex red dot, on the back of it are two set screws for the windage and elevation. In order to adjust the windage and elevation, you have to loosen the set screws, and then you can adjust the windage and elevation, then you tighten them. Well, the problem is the rear sight blocks your access to those screws. So you have two choices: either take it off, adjust it, put it back on, then you're going to jack it up, or peg out the rear sight and then adjust it and put the rear sight back in, which is equally stupid and time consuming. So I called Vortex and I said, "What gives?" And they said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. We've been doing further testing, so just loosen the set screws and you'll be good. You just turn them out about a turn and a half and then you're good to go." So I'll just take it off, unloosen them up, put it back on, take it to the range, zero it, and have a good time. And Tony's playing Summer of the Shark with a buck knife again.
Is this like Tony's new thing with knives?
See, I can do that too.
Across the screen. You know. Oh,
here. See, if I grab the 24-round magazine that comes with this, I could probably play Yankee Marshall and be like little Gary's Glock.
Here, I see. I can do this too.
Is he still using that?
I'm using the John Wick
now we're all
stuff.
Like, you guys should really watch this live because we're like really morons.
So, Tony, did you do anything cool with firearms or anything?
Yeah, it's just fun, man. We're just having fun for somebody who's on watching it live to look at. What I did was actually I got my NOC hat from Kevin Dixie. No other choice. Yeah, that came in. And I actually spoke to a SIG rep today, and SIG is actually going to be at the diversity shoot coming up 2 days from now. They're going to bring some cool toys, and their rep is going to be down. So I might have not have pew-pewed other than dry fire and continually practice out of my fat guy holster from JX Tactical. That's all I did. Oh, and I practice, of course, with my SIRT gun. I realized that I haven't been to the range in a long time, and I kind of slacked off doing a lot of dry firing that I usually do. And with ammo now, practice ammo up to $1 a round, I want to make everyone count when I get out there and shoot.
Yeah, hey, that works. I finished up the review that I'm going to do here, and it's Oregon, so it topped 100 degrees, so I didn't do anything but stay inside where it was cool.
Yeah, no reason to be stupid.
Well, I mean, it's Oregon. We're not used to this 100-degree weather, so that's what I did. So
Don't worry. For all those people saying blah, 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 if it's not for air conditioning, Florida would have maybe 5 people living in it and they'd all be up in the panhandle.
I can believe that. I can believe that. So I guess we'll get into the announcements. Go to gunandgearcult.com to pledge your support. Of course, there's $1, $5, $15, $25 levels. Will is still at our $25 levels. So here one of these days when he gets a chance, he'll probably be a guest on the show. That's one of the perks, but he has just not had time. So, of course, our bandwidth sponsor is our buddies over at Patriot.
Oh,
Patch Co.
wait. He only has to pay $25 to be a guest on the show?
For 3 months.
I need to renegotiate my contract. I'm paying way more than that.
Are you? Well, I still don't see it.
Yeah, and I really
Talk to
like to
Sean.
thank Rob. I really thank Rob for that money. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
that's the wrong podcast. You're thinking Tony's podcast. I haven't got my ammo yet. So if you're looking for new patches or old patches or anything like that, go check out Patriot Patch Co. Go sign up for the Patch of the Month Club. I have this. It's the fishing one that your AR identifies this month. I don't know what next month is. Of course, if you're shopping Amazon, please use the firearmsradio.tv affiliate link. We also have Matador Arms and Amend 2 affiliate links. Please use those if you're shopping any of those places, manufacturers, whatever. And now Rob can try to not mess up his part like I messed up my part.
Oh, dear God, I'm going to screw it up. I know I'm going to screw it up. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should it be considered as such. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And now, for the main topic, a product review of the Timber Creek Enforcer Kit. Here's Chad.
Thanks for the intro, Rob.
It's called
I
a
appreciate
Segway.
it. Nah, I don't do those. Those are some weird scooter that never took off. That's what I think it is. But yes, we're on to the Timber Creek Enforcer build kit. And they call it a build kit because it has almost everything you need to build an AR. Of course, it comes in a variety of colors. You get your basic black, like your Model T, or you can get various other colors. Of course, if you look at the review or on here, you'll see that it's purple, and that's the version that I ask for. Hey, it looks good, but I do like the anodizing on them because, of course, it gives the high gloss look as opposed to like Cerakote, which gives it more of a dull, flat look. That's my preference. I do like the anodizing. Their anodizing does not disappoint, and I know from experiences that matching anodized colors on various parts is quite tricky, and they seem to pull it off. Now, later I'll go through what everything is that comes in the kit, but and I mean I can go over it now, but I'll just wait. You'll figure it out. But it all comes in a nice single box. Small parts are in bags in the buffer tube so that they don't get lost. On the back of the box is pretty much a parts breakdown. So if you're kind of question where something goes, you can see. There are basically, I put a list together of all the stuff you need that is not included in the kit, and it's not really that much stuff. You basically need a castle nut, the buffer and recoil spring, a trigger, bolt catch, mag catch, upper and lower, of course, the buffer retaining pin and spring, a barrel, and a mil spec stock that goes on their tube, and a gas tube. So basically, that's why it's called build kit, because it has almost everything you need to build the rifle or pistol, except it comes with a 15-inch handguard, so I don't think you'd be building a pistol. So we'll start with the lower parts kit, receiver, small parts that they give you. It's got an extended mag release. I actually like the extended mag release they have compared to some of the others. It kind of dips down, so it's about the same height as a standard. It just moves it out basically towards the rear of the firearm so that it's easier to use and larger, of course. Mm, You know, looks good, and I liked the placement of it. Then, of course, they have a oversized trigger guard, which is quite oversized. In fact, said I think Sasquatch could get his finger in there. That's how large it is. It is, of course, wider than your standard trigger guard, also, which gives it a little more benefit to, not get your finger in there when you don't want to, I guess. Then there's the takedown pins. Uh, of course, they add color. You know, but the ones in this particular kit were a little undersized over like just your standard takedown pins. So when you use them, the upper lower fit is a little loose on there. And if you pop a pin out, you can actually see that it kind of wobbles around a little bit, which, hey, they make, you always got to find something with these type of things. But that was a little bit annoying to me, but not like terrible. That other, it has the 6-position buffer tube that's actually attaches to the lower, so it's in there. They give you a QD end plate that is also anodized, same color as the kit or Cerakoted or whatever. The end plate, it's a QD one. It basically has a hole in the bottom where you can attach a QD swivel or whatever you would like. Now, also, of course, there's the ambi safety selector. The selector's reversible, the little barrel inside. When I say reversible, that's what I mean. So you can either have a 45-degree or a 90-degree safety. I was thrilled with this because I like 45-degree safeties. And, that was nice. The selectors, use a little Allen head screw to attach it to each side. I put some Loctite 242, that's the blue stuff, on it just to hold them. At first I wasn't sure I was going to like the shape of the safety. It's kind of like a teardrop kind of look, but I do like it after using it. It does have some serrations on the top and bottom of these things, so it made it more noticeable that you could feel it with your thumb, so you knew if your thumb was on it or not. Gave you good grip for flipping the safety on or off. So there was that. Plus, of course, there's their pistol grip, which I think is one of their oldest products they've been making. Of course, as with all the Enforcer kit parts, they're aluminum and CNC machined. The grip is skeletonized some to save weight. It has, you know, a few things. It's got this little rest at the bottom, so your hand like doesn't slide off, I guess. Does have a beaver tail, so that gives it a little. It's got some grooves on the front, which are supposed to help give it aid with grip. Uh, the grip's a little slick for my liking. I'd like some more texture on it, but besides that, it's a comfortable grip. So I guess I'll get into the upper receiver parts. Of course, there's only a few here. There's the dust cover and the forward assist. The dust cover, gives it the contrast to the upper. If you get it colored, of course. The particular one in this kit doesn't like to stay closed as much. Like if you slam a magazine in hard or bump the rifle too hard, it'll flip open. Looks like it's just, I don't know if it's the upper or the port door. So I figured I'd mention it because, hey, couldn't really tell. It kind of looks to me like the little spring-loaded D10 in it needs to be out a little farther so that it'll work in this upper, but hey, that's how it was. Forward assist, of course, forward assist, it's got checkering on the face of it. So if you have to use it or need to use it, you can get a little more purchase on it. So now we get to the Enforcer charging handle. It's a work of art. Yes. It has ball bearings inside. It gives a super smooth actuation. Oversized handles stick out a bunch, and we mean a bunch. I don't know if you can see it in the video if you're watching it, but they're wide. Now, of course, the plus of this is it is truly ambidextrous.
This is this is what is it, Geisley?
Yeah, that's oh
Geisley has a pretty big charging handle, but it's decent size. It's their airborne handle. Here is the Timber Creek.
yeah. I mean, if you're watching the video, Tony's got a good.
It's significantly bigger.
So now that we know it's huge, of course, it's so large that one hand operation is extremely easy. Or if you have a word amount of large scope, you'd have easy access to the charging handle, where some of the others you don't have as easy access, even the oversized ones. The handles are curved slightly forward with grooves on the front face, of course, to help with stuff, to help eliminate hands from slipping, etc., etc. Me personally, Timber Creek makes a smaller version of this charging handle. I would have liked it if they put that in the kit, but that's personal preference. And I know they make a smaller one now because this was their first one they made, and it was pretty large. And people were like, "Hey!" And so they make one that looks the same. It's just half-inch shorter on each side, which is quite a bit. But however, it is an excellent charging handle for function, as long as the size doesn't get in your way. Of course, because it's build kit, they throw in, I say, haha, their 15-inch ultralight enforcer handguard. And this is kind of, one of the meat and potatoes things of this build kit. Handguard super skeletonized, weighs nothing, literally nothing.
Nothing.
Even with the barrel nut, without the barrel nut, you pick it up and it's like picking up air. It's literally, and with the barrel nut, it weighs something like 7.6 ounces. So it literally, for the length, is super light. And because it's their ultralight version, it's got a short rail at the front and back on top, instead of it running the whole length. That helps with some weight. I prefer these kind of handguards because I never really use the middle of the handguard rail anyway. So if you need to attach a front sight or something, you can still do that. Stuff like that. Then, of course, they have what I call the unique Timber Creek curve at the nose of the handguard. If you just look at the handguard by itself, it looks different. But then when you put it on a rifle, is really where it kind of gives a better look to it. You can kind of gives it a curved front. But besides doing that, it does a purpose where you're not going to get like grass and brush and stuff like that caught in it if you're to take it into the field, go hunting or just wandering through stuff. It's not going to get caught in there like some of the ones that have like nose points and all kinds of weird stuff like that. That's always a good thing. Of course, it's an M-lock handguard, so sides, bottom, and even the slots on the top will fit M-lock stuff. So no matter what you want to do, there's M-lock slots everywhere for you. They have QD holes. There's like two at the front, 3 at the rear because there's one on the bottom. Of course, they're not just a QD hole cut into them. They're the ones that have the little anti-rotation cuts on the backside every 45 degrees, so your swivels won't swivel 100% around, which is nice. They use a clamp system to hold it onto the barrel nut. It's kind of a proven design, but they do put wings on it that go over the upper receiver so that if it were to come loose, it'll keep it from rotating. Clamp system works great. Then they have a couple extra screws that go in the bottom of it to kind of hold it to the barrel nut. Excuse me. And so for that, it works well. Good. It flexes less than some of my other lightweight handguard, 15-inch handguards, which I thought was pretty cool, which means they did a decent job on the design so that it wasn't as flexible as some, but still super lightweight. I think, you know, just having this handguard by itself is well worth the price of admission on their Enforcer kit. To round out the kit, they actually throw in their gas block and muzzle brake. Of course, the gas block is just a low profile set screw design, steel. It's a 0.75 diameter, and then they also throw in their heartbreaker muzzle brake. It's a 2-chamber style, 2 holes on top, reduces muzzle climb, stuff like that. Of course, the chambers are shaped like a heart, so that that's where the name comes from. I was a little hesitant about the brake at first. The brake actually proved me wrong. It works way better than I had ever imagined. It is, however, really loud. My daughter even mentioned the lack of recoil when using it, so that was a plus. It does come with a locking jam nut instead of washers or shims. Kind of a little bonus. I used a crush washer just because that's what I wanted to do, but the little jam nut works fine. Nothing big there. If you value quality parts, these are top notch. They did do an awesome job with this kit, putting it together. I really do like shooting this rifle. It handles really well. It does weigh 6 pounds 14 ounces with the red dot. It does have a 16-inch heavy profile barrel. So if you need something lighter, you can run a different barrel or something like that. The ambi safety and the handguard are probably my 2 most favorite things just by themselves that are offered in the kit. So it's a great upgrade if you're looking to upgrade a rifle to color, add color, or just want some new parts, or if you're building it, this is really where this thing shines. You might think it's a little pricey. I think MSRP is $750 on it. You can get it for like 600 other places. So it's not like it's super expensive, but after you see these parts, you'll understand why the price is where it's at, and it's definitely worth it. So now we'll get into the eight key points here. The claim to fame, of course, complete accessory kit for AR style rifles, target market, AR builders, somebody who wants to basically completely make over their rifle. Features and benefits. This pretty much tells you everything that's in it. It's their 15-inch ultralight handguard M-lock, their Enforcer oversized ambidextrous charging handle, the forward assist, the billet dust cover, the Enforcer AR pistol grip, the oversized trigger guard, the ambi safety, the extended magazine release, the takedown pins, the QD end plate, the buffer tube, the low profile gas block, the heater muzzle brake, heat breaker, heart breaker. I can't even write stuff in my own things. So pins, etc., for all the supplied parts. And of course, it's made in the USA. So other options, finishes available. Sometimes they do special colors, but pretty much standard is black, blue, red, or orange anodized, along with the purple. Burnt bronze, FDE, OD green, and tungsten are the Cerakote colors they pretty much have. So, like I said, the price point, the retail. So if you need it now, you can go to Timber Creek, Palmetto Armory, State Armory sells them, and Black Bag Resources also sells them. His website is down at the moment, but he said if you go to it, there's parts of it that are still up. You can call him and mention us, and he'll make you some sort of deal. And since we all like him, so if you can give him business, we would appreciate it also. So our rating, the pros, color. Oh, you can get even more color. I do like the 45-90 degree safety. The handguard, it is lightweight. The jam nut for the comp is pretty nice too, and it is made in the USA. The cons were those takedown pins, the port door not closing, and it would have been nice if they included a castle nut since they do manufacture a castle nut themselves. I just kind of thought that was a little odd. So I had to go searching around looking for a castle nut in my pile of stuff. So for an overall score, I did give it an 8, which is great. And that pretty much sums up the Timber Creek Enforcer build kit review. Any questions?
So, yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't understand why they just don't put all the basic parts in it, for $750, I can see not putting the tube and the barrel in there. Okay, fine, but
yeah, and who knows?
I mean, the castle nut, the bolt catch, the bolt catch, and the mag catch are standard parts on any lower kit you buy.
Right. But see, they're because they don't offer them. I think that's kind of Wallace, like, because you're gonna buy like a stripped lower parts kit to use and just get your bolt catch, mag catch, stuff like that.
But then you have a bunch of parts you won't know what to do with.
Not that many extras, really. I mean, really, but who knows in the future? Maybe they'll add stuff because they do make barrels now.
Mm-hmm.
So they make some other stuff now. So
I mean,
To be fair, I talked to Timber Creek 2 years ago. Now, I've been running this thing. How long have I had the Rob rifle up, Rob? 3 years now? There is zero wear on this thing. I thought I saw a wear mark, and it was a reflection off the screen. There's maybe you can see right there. There's little speckled marks that there might be a wear on it. Nothing really you can see. But I was talking to him, and I was like, why is your charging handle the size of something Batman would have in his belt? I mean, this looks like a grappling hook.
No, it looks like a batarang.
And yeah, exactly. And the reason they said it is because Timber Creek Outdoors started out not as tactical, but as hunting, i.e. Timber Creek Outdoors. So with a large optic or optic with a large objective, I think that's what it is, the optic, this makes it easier to grab that optic. Grab the charging handle even despite the size of the optic. That's why they have it like that. They did not start out as a tactical company. And this was designed for dudes that were shooting scoped rifles.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've changed up and listened to their customers, so they're good to go.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's nice to know some companies do listen to their customers instead of telling us to go pound sand, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I do say, and I tell everybody, Timber Creek sent this stuff for the Rob rifle for the diversity shoot on word of mouth. I mean, just, hey, Tony, you seem like a nice guy here. And that's a lot more than a lot of other firearms manufacturers ever think about doing. So 5 years deep. So
you're saying the coat they put on there is pretty solid and it's not just going to wear off over time?
Yeah.
Not going to wear off over time and with abuse.
Yeah. And
well, Tony doesn't take care of his stuff. Chad probably babies his stuff,
No. Not I don't baby my stuff. I just drop it on the ground, not on purpose.
And if you're one of the guys in the chat, Angelo is in there.
Yeah.
And Ange has multiple Timber Creek stuff, and he's brought it to diversity shoots. He's shot it himself. He makes really cool bills, and I think they've used it in a lot of their Instagram Angelo stuff. It just goes and goes, man. I mean,
exactly. So I guess we'll move on to our product spotlight and discussion. First up, Real Avid came out with some amp tools, and I just threw them all in here because they're very similar for the most part. There's an AR-15 one, a 1911 one, and a pistol one. MSRP on these is $69.99 each. Basically, all of them have some sort of knife, drop point, or, what's a Tanto blade on one and a Warncliffe blade on the other one, and they come with titanium and black oxide finishes. They have, trigger adjustment, laser sight adjustments, pin punches, and little tap hammers on the end, carbon scrapers. Some of them have a metal file. Some of them have picks. Some of them have little nut wrenches for little, sizes. Basically, like the AR1 has a bolt carrier group scraper, so, surfaces, firing pin puller, a little clip to pull the little firing pin, stuff like that. Takedown punches, carbon scrapers. It's basically all kinds of stuff like that. The 1911 tool in the handle is the built-in government profile bushing wrench with an officer style on the backside. So, they have stuff built into them that works out kind of cool. Like I said, since they're all similar, I kind of threw them all together. There's no reason to talk about one and then not talk about the other ones. But for what you get, they're pretty cool. The price is probably about worth it in my opinion. But it gives you a knife, something to throw in your range bag if you actually need to do any real kind of work, but you don't need like max amount of tools. I don't know if it really says what they weigh, but I don't think anybody really cares because it's just kind of a multi-tool for your firearm. I don't know if Rob or Tony or anything looked at any of these, but they look pretty cool.
I looked at them. Real Evan makes some real cool stuff. I just look at it as it's a multi-tool for those tweaks that you need at the range. Like right now, I have a box with multiple tools in it. You know what I mean? I have a decent sized multi-tool. I have a full-size screwdriver. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And I could probably replace everything in there with this one multi-tool.
Right. And I forgot to mention that like the little holster thing that comes with it also has little bits for screwdrivers and stuff, and it's all right there also.
I mean, I've got not this particular tool, but I've got one of these AR-15 multi-tools that is in my range kit, and I take that to the range with me every time I go, and it's just handy because you don't have to bring 15 tools with you. I got that and a not a gunsmith, but basically a screwdriver set designed for firearms, because firearms for screwdrivers or screwdrivers for firearms are different than your regular screwdriver that you use to work on your car with.
Right, because
they're a lot flatter and
they're flat.
It continues back a lot longer. So, yeah, I've got those, and they're just handy. And people laugh at you and think you're stupid until they go, "Oh, my gun broke. I need some help fixing it." Here you go.
Yeah, and I almost forgot my set of Allen wrenches, Allen tools for the optics and stuff, dude. When you're trying to, it's like it's better to have just something like this. It's the price of a regular knife. I mean, it's what, $69.99?
Yeah, I mean, and it kind of you can go check them out and see which one you like, because like we said, a lot of the stuff's very similar. Like they both have a knife, all of them have a knife blade, and all of them kind of have the screwdrivers and stuff like that. So, I think it's great because, I mean, people like us are always using stuff like this at the range. And I got a whole, it's like one of the little fishing tackle organizer boxes. It's, like a foot by like 8 inches or something, with just like Allen wrenches and all kinds of stuff that basically they can take the place of.
Hey, Chad, my range toolkit is a Plano tackle box. It's got the lid that lifts up top, and it's got 3 removable sections for fishing tackle that has cleaning patches, cleaning rods, Allen wrenches, spare parts, you name it, it's there,
What are these cleaning tools you speak of?
You won't believe how handy having a set of cleaning rods is, because if somebody's shooting a rifle and, I'm shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor and oops, I loaded a 223 round in it, and the ejector wanted to grab it or the extractor want to extract it,
right?
And you can just take the rod and pop it out the other end.
Pop it right out there. Yeah. I know they're useful. So
I tell them that gun's no more good and sell it to me for $1.
I at least offer them $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, your gun's broken.
Yep.
Or no, yeah, you charge them $10 to fix it. I'm gonna pay you $10 to fix it. Okay, don't use it then.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, whatever. But yeah, so those are the real Avid amp tools. They're new, they're cool. Go check them out if you're looking for something like that. Now, up next is the rifle that I think Tony wants. When
Two of them.
he wants two of them, and I think he said he was going to go buy one tomorrow. That is the Proof Research Conviction Tie for titanium. MSRP is $8,499 plus. And I think Rob just keeled over. He might have had a heart attack. I'm not sure. You can get a bunch of various different stocks, various different calibers. Let's see. Yeah. 6 Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, 7mm Remington, 28 Nosler, 308, 300 WSM, 300 WM, 300 PRC, 300 Rum. So a bunch of different ones. Most of them are 24-inch barrels. It looks like they're all threaded pretty much 5/8 24. The price, of course, and barrel twist rates depend on which caliber you get. But we will go through some of the stuff. It's of course, got Proof Research famous carbon fiber wrapped barrels. Their carbon fiber conviction stock. You can get it in right or left hand titanium action. It's extreme accuracy bedding, integral rail. It does come with a trigger, a Packmeyer recoil pad, and it is guaranteed sub half MOA accuracy. They weigh, depending on which version you get, 6 pounds 6 ounces to 8 pounds 2 ounces, with barrel lengths from 20 to 28 inches, with custom lengths available. Twist rates 1 in 7 to 1 in 10, depending on caliber. It is a Sendero contour barrel. The magazine type says DBM, so that is pretty much the standard, if I'm correct. You can get the action in Cerakoted colors, stock colors. You can get 2 or 3, 4 color options. The bolt knobs, you can get a ball or tactical. So basically, you can get all kinds of stuff. The length of pull on the standard is 13 and 5/8 inches. But basically, this is kind of their top of the line hunting / long range precision shooting rifle. I don't even know what you would classify it as, but it's light and it's expensive. And if they want to send me one for review, I'll do a great review of it, unless of course it has problems, and then I'll do a bad review of it. But it's a little out of my price range, but I'm sure there's people out there that would be like, hey, this is kind of a good deal for what you're getting. Hey, if that's your thing, go for it. Rob, Tony, anything on it?
This is more money than my car, so it looks really cool, but I think I'm a solid PASS on this rifle.
Yeah, I would be too. Now, if I had the money, if I were going to spend $9,000 on a rifle, I would seriously look at it. I will say that, but I don't have $9,000 to look at a rifle.
Yeah.
So
I checked this out, and I went through and ran through every gun that Proof made. They make very high-end guns. That's their thing. I'm looking at the price tag, and I'm like, there are a lot of other gun makers that make lightweight mountain rifles, because this is what this is, for less. But they give you that half MOA guarantee. It's very light. Everybody, people have different things, and if you're going on one of those, if your life is full of once-in-a-lifetime hunts, and a lot of it is you're on foot, and you got the money to hunt different things around the world, there you go, man. Here's something. And $8,000, I guess, is a good deal for somebody that does that, and you have that guaranteed accuracy. Yay. If I had a lot of money, I wouldn't still look at this.
Yeah,
Just to be truthful.
There you go. So I figured I'd throw it out there. It's new. Hey, people might want it. So that was the proof research conviction tie. Next up is something that even Tony can afford. Okay, maybe not. But so Strike Industries came out with their Segan, I don't even know how to pronounce
Good
it.
luck with that. I didn't either.
Rail covers, right? MSRP is $12.95 for 5 of them. So you go over here
Oh, wow.
and they're kind of a cool little rail cover. They got a design, but they will. The biggest thing about them is they do wire management. So if you have a wire running somewhere, you can put an actual cover over it, and so you won't just have to like tape it down or run it somewhere. You can run it under these rails. They're made of some sort of rubber, which stands up heat up to 320 Fahrenheit. They are, cable management. You don't have to use them with cable management. They do have wire cavity inserts. It says, minimum heat transfer, positive feel, increased comfort, protection against sharp M-lock slots if you happen to have sharp ones, unlike the Timber Creek ones, which are nice and smooth. But, they have this. It doesn't. I didn't see how long they were. They don't look super long, but you get 5 of them. So for the price, I don't think that's a big deal. But there was a note in here. Oh, the length, 39 millimeters. So you're looking at 2.5 inches. I don't know, something like that, or a little less. But there was a note in here that says the cover will stay in M-lock slot without wire cavity insert, but will most likely fall out. And I was like, that's weird. So I emailed them because we have a rep there that's like sent me their compensator for review, and I asked him about it, and he's basically said that that's why they give you the insert. So if you're not running, you use their little insert, then it puts enough force on these to stay in. It's when you're running the rail cover without the insert provided that it could pop out. But when there's a wire in it or their little insert, they said they don't have problems. That's what the little note's for. So if you get them and you don't have wires, use the insert that they come with, and then you won't have any problems. And Rob got his calculator out, I think, and is going to tell us exactly how long 39.44 millimeters is.
Hell no.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he was doing something else. But
metric system's a fad.
Yeah.
Stay marking.
So I think it's under 2 inches, like probably 1 inch and 7/8 or something. But either way, now you know. But right now they come in black, but they look kind of cool. So I threw them in here. Figured people might want to know about stuff like this. Tony's was getting hot, so he had to turn his gargling air conditioner on.
Sorry, not
That's
sorry.
Okay. You guys got anything to say about
how long was that?
39 millimeters.
No, 39 millimeters.
Yeah.
How many foot-pounds is that? I just look at it
39
like
millimeters is 1.5 inches.
Okay, there you go.
I just look at it as a thing that you could use. Doesn't cost a bunch of money. Get your cords out of the way. I just use the push button flashlights. So click on, click off.
Right.
That's me.
I do have one light that has a pressure switch on it, so something like this would work kind of nicely for it.
Part of this too is they look like they're plastic, where instead of being metal.
But they're like a rubber stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So I mean, you could just put them on your rifle to cut back on the heat transfer.
Yeah, I think they're kind of a multi-use. Let me
tell you, my first rifle had a quad rail on it, and that thing was a freaking cheese grater.
Oh yeah, quad rails are cheese graters.
Yeah, that thing would tear your hand up after about an hour of shooting.
Yeah, that's why I didn't believe in those silly quad rails. I'm like, most people have a flashlight and they only need 2 inches of quad. How the heck do you have a 15-inch quad rail on there, so you got like 60 inches of stuff that just tears your hand up.
And
And
then
then
it
Yeah, you
even
have to buy
weighed
the
as much
plastic
as the
covers.
rifle.
then you put the plastic covers on it, and it's even bigger. And I'm like, this works, right? This still works. And
The
all
old
you need,
A2.
yeah, it's the old A2, and then you can pick one of these things up for like $12, pick rail that you put in the holes in the top of your A2,
Or the
Yeah.
bottom,
And-
depending on what you want.
whatever, and boom, there you go.
Yep, exactly. But
Yeah, but they look cool, man. As someone who's getting into guns for the first time, it's like, ooh, I got to get the cool stuff, you know?
that's true. But
Yeah.
we're not talking about old quad rails from Tony's day and age.
This is my day and age.
Because I should talk, but
Mhm.
never mind.
A2s are my day and age, but yeah, man.
Oh,
It's cool.
I figured like, what were they? Well, let's see. BARs are more your age.
Nice.
But those were the strike indices, Seigan rail covers, however you want to pronounce it.
Well, I mean, if BARs are Tony, then Chad's probably the single shot blunderbusses.
No.
I'm pre. I'm like the one that was just a tube, and they had to use like a big match to light it.
They had the matchlocks were the newfangled thing.
Yeah, they just came out. They could put a match on this, and it would like light it for you, as opposed to holding the match in one hand. So next up is the 1022, and not the 1022 clothing of Tony's. This is Ruger's Collector Series 1022. It is Vote 2020. Is it MSRP is $369. Basically, it's a 1022. It comes with iron sights. It has a rail on top, and it's an American flag stock. Let's see. It is threaded on the front, so you could put something on there. Basically, it weighs 4.8 pounds. It does have an 18.5-inch barrel, so it's not like the 16-inch barrel version. 10-round magazine or whatever you want. Ghost ring rear, protected blade front, and then, like I said, it comes with the full rail, not just a little piece above the action. Looks like the sight might be part of it. It doesn't specify, and I couldn't see by the pictures if it was or not.
It is.
But okay. Either way, I thought it was pretty cool. It's special edition, Vote 2020, American flag style stock. Price isn't bad for one of their special editions. I don't know what you could probably get it for, knowing Ruger. But hey, everybody needs another 1022. I mean, I think I have like 3 of them. I mean, I could probably use another one.
Only 3?
Yeah, only 3. I don't ask why.
Well, I look at it as it's a commemorative edition, man. Buy it if you want it. Shoot it if you want it. Don't shoot it and hang it up, and it can be a wall hanger, and you can flip it later for lots of money the next time they have a gun apocalypse. But I thought it was pretty cool. But it's one of those guns you just leave as is. This is not the one you put binary triggers on. This is not the one you do all kinds of crazy stuff to, because its value is in the fact that it is it's their latest, 4th in their collector series. So it is what it is.
Exactly. And like I said, if you want to shoot it, fine. If not, fine. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I'd shoot it. I mean, I wouldn't buy one just to collect it. I'd just buy one to shoot one. That's just me.
True.
I just don't. I don't see where if they limit, or they say they'll limit the number made.
Yeah, they do that. I don't know how many they said they'll make, but it really makes no difference, because once they stopped making them, they had one with a dog on it, man's best friend, a father's advice, and the 50th anniversary. I think we talked about 2 out of 3 of those actually on this show.
I think we talked about the 50th anniversary one and something else.
Yeah.
But,
So I mean, they're cool, but I mean, if you want to get a Ruger 1022 that you do stuff to, this ain't the one you get. But if you want to get that Ruger 1022 that you can pull out 30 years from now and explain what voting was, You can do it with this one.
See, and of course, the one I wanted, I could probably find a gun broker somewhere, but the one I want of their special edition ones is the M1 carbine one. That looks like
Sweet.
that they made look like an M1 carbine, but
I mean, you
that's
can buy it and build it yourself, but Ruger being Ruger, they
Mhm.
took somebody else's great idea and ran with it.
well, of course, that's what Ruger does, right?
Hey, I ain't mad at them. Let somebody else do the research and find out what people like.
Yeah. Well, they did. They did do the 1022 is theirs though, so
True.
we can't really say they copied somebody back in whenever they introduced it. So that was the collector series vote 2020 1022. So we're done with the product spotlight stuff now. Next up, listener feedback. This is from Sam M. I wish Zane was here, but hey, whatever. It said if the book broke out right now, what gun or guns would you grab out of your own personal collections and why? I didn't really put any thought into this, but basically, I'm gonna grab probably my SBR suppressed. I've had so many thousands of rounds through it. I know it runs. Everything works on it. Of course, it'll fail first thing. And then I'm just going to grab probably a full size, like Polymer 80, 9mm, the one with the compensator and a red dot, and a bunch of magazines and a bunch of ammo. Though, if it were to break out, carrying a purple rifle would be kind of cool. So, there is this, but it doesn't have enough rounds through it to know if that's what I would carry. But that's pretty much what I would grab. It's just kind of one of those things. They function, they work, various ammo everywhere. You guys get it.
I thought about it, and it's like I'm gonna have to leave shortly because I have another show I have to be on to get off my lawn podcast. I'll be bouncing soon.
Well, you should
But
get off my lawn then. So hurry up.
I'm gonna do my dissipator. I'm putting my A2 back on it though. I really don't dig this CAA.
Grip.
Yeah, I don't dig that grip at all. I put it on just to check it out. But I told my dissipator. I've had thousands of rounds through it. I've taught classes with it. I know where the trigger breaks. It has the ACT trigger from ALG. I have it set up for iron sights right now. I have another rifle that I have actually as my secondary home defense long arm. But I'm old. I'm fat. I ain't running nowhere. I'm not worried about how much this thing weighs. So I got my defensive firearms. That's what I have them for if the book breaks out. My Glock 19, I'm still going to rock that. I'll probably rock one of my CZ75s because, again, lots of rounds through them. So, I mean, truthfully, the stuff I have is defensive firearms or carry guns. The reason I have them is because they're dependable, and that wouldn't change with the book.
Yep.
I'm about the same as Tony. I got enough food to last me 6 to 8 months here. No point in running. I got food, I got water, I'm good. Why go anywhere,
You got it.
Besides, I live in a concrete block house, so unless you got a really, really big gun, you ain't shooting through concrete block walls.
Yep. So what time you got to skip out, Tony? You got time to do the diversity shoot stuff?
All right, I'll do the diversity shoot stuff now. One, I'd like everyone to know that I sent out the industry bill that all of you guys helped us build. That went out. She should be really happy soon. I did wait until after people stopped trying to knock off UPS trucks, though, before I sent it out. What else? The diversity shoot comes up in 2 days. SIG rep is going to be there, so we're going to have some cool SIG guns. I've talked to a couple of people. We're going to have like a CZ Scorpion there. We're going to have a Tuvor there. I'm bringing my 686 with the shiny coat. Also, I'm bringing my M16 A4 clone. So if you haven't shot a full-size rifle-length rifle, here, come have some fun with mine. We're going to have a lot of fun. I don't know which Second Amendment groups because I reached out to a few of them. We'll see who shows up. This is the first event at the Heritage Guild in Easton, PA, 6 o'clock Thursday, August 20th. And I spoke to them over the phone this week, and they're really interested in doing some for the rest of the year. So pretty much we're going to take a bunch of pictures, have a bunch of fun Thursday, eat some good food, and plan the rest of the year out having diversity shoots in Pennsylvania, which means stuff with giggle switches and suppressors is going to come out. So what I'm thinking about doing is just featuring a gun, a firearm that they have in stock as a rental, as the diversity shoot gun, and let you guys know what cool stuff that will be shot at the next one. You want to donate and help us run this, because I do have to replenish everything after we do it. So if you want to help us out, go to diversityshoot.com. You can donate to our GoFundMe. You can become a part of our Patreon. And you can even donate with PayPal. When you're on Patreon, you win cool stuff. I got 2 more guns to give away, and I'll probably announce it on this week's show. And I also have 2 more knives to give away, I think. So cool stuff if you're a Patreon, anywhere from $1 to $20 and up. So that's it. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you later, Tony. Have fun on your other podcast.
Bye, guys.
So we're pretty much into the wrap up. So send questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Don't forget to go pledge your support at gunandgearcult.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Of course, check out all the other great shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Don't forget to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews, links to our affiliates, etc., etc. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Firearms Insider. And I guess we're not the largest pound-for-pound podcast since Tony left, but thank you for listening anyway.
He's still here in spirit.
Yeah, whatever. And we are out. See you next week.